Chris Eubanks. Y'all offer a lot of money to fight me, bro. Over $1 million. For me, it's like over $1 million, bro. We're talking like, I'm not like, it's not for the fan's sake, bro. It's for your pockets, for your dad. It's for, like, your mom, your dad. I don't know if you got kids. I got kids. I got 4 kids, bro. You feel me? I do what I do. But there's a whole lot of money on the table for me and you to fight for the WBO super. And then when I say super, I mean like super. Not super middleweight champion, but yo, bro, we are stars, bro. You're a star, I'm a star. I'm a superstar. You're a star.
Super bum.
Got 2 losses. You're gonna make a lot of money. So let's put this fight together, bro. We talking about fighting somebody that it's not even relevant to the situation. We need all the fans, all the UK fans, all the American fans, all the Cape Verdean fans that's already going to pull up. Trust me. I got Luxembourg. I got Amsterdam. I got UK. I got Africa. They're going to pull up to the O2 Arena. I want them to go all the way to London.
You thirsty? Thirsty have an ass, dude.
Because Sky Sports know real fighting and real boxing. Thank you, Sky Sports, for, putting the opportunity out there.
He begging it right now.
Chris Eubanks, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop acting like that, bro. Stop acting like that. Let's make this money. Let's feed our kids. Let's give boxing fans what they're looking for. It's Demetrious Andrade versus Chris Eubanks. October, November, by the end of the year. And everybody, we're going to be a millionaire. So, stay tuned. Smear in November, by the end of the year. And everybody, we're going to be a millionaire.
Oh.
So.
Oh, that's brutal, that last bit there. Oh man, my name Demetrious Andrade, and by November, December, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Oh man, he sound down bad. He sound down super duper bad at that. I feel sorry for him. I've mentioned this even though I haven't covered this video in particular. I said on the peripheral videos, like my Chris Eubank video I did, and the Keith Thurman one, and the Conor Ben one, I said that, listen, I feel bad for the guy. He a world champion, and he having to beg it for some random ass dude called Chris Eubank, who's never had a belt, never even won a big fight. And Demetrious Andrade, top champion, who really does want smoke. He wanted Canelo. I guess they all do, but still. Guess what? Andrade wanted Charlo. Charlo missing somewhere. This guy, honestly, for me, is one of the most deserving guys. Because, guess what? He was genuinely signed to fight Billy Joe Sausages, who, at the time, was a champion. That was a unification fight, I'm sure it was. Was it unification? Either way, it was 2 top guys who both champion quality were going to fight. And Andrade's the only fighter I've heard saying, with respect to Canelo, listen, everyone should leave Canelo alone at 160 and 168. Us, man, need to get together, squabble it up, and then the winner puts it on Canelo. Andrade was the only one saying that, and categorically Andrade was the only one living by that. He was the only one to be signed to fight Billy Joe. Billy Joe popped and didn't go through. Demetrious Andrade, the only one to try and fight Charlo. Charlo ain't trying to fight no one else. Demetrious tried to fight Triple G. So he's got good paperwork backing him. Unfortunately, he don't seem to have that buzz. He don't have that name. And that's why we hear him now down bad. It seems to be, unfortunately, Demetrious Andrade isn't a millionaire yet. That's why he's making this video. You heard him at the start. He's clearly off the whiskey. Oh man, $1 million. begging. What he doesn't realise, unfortunately, is Chris Eubank Jr. is worth between 5 and 10 million already. It's sickening, but obviously he's his dad's son. He's been able to milk that whole element. So Chris Eubank Jr. is worth 5-10 mil. So where Poo Andre is going wrong here is that he thinks Chris, you must think, well, Chris hasn't got no belts. That means he can't be worth that much. That means when I offer him 1.2 mil, he should be jumping out the sky to try and get the fight. But like I said, he don't realise Chris has already made 5-10 million. The James DeGale fight was huge. His last fight 6 months ago against Liam Chiniums was big. His fight against Billy Joe was big. His fight against George Groves was big. Many big fights he's been involved with, which obviously add up over time. I think Chris Eubank's got $1 million car and $1 million gaff in Bournemouth or wherever. He ain't struggling like that. Oh man, by November we can be millionaires. He already a millionaire, and it's sad. Chris Eubank Jr. has done nothing to deserve what he's actually got. But it's the social media age where all that matters is clout. If you can be someone famous's dad, you're already a millionaire. That's how it works now. How many people do we know, yeah? I mean, look at the Beckhams. All their kids are iced out in their own right from TikTok and Instagram. Instantly. You haven't got to do nothing these days. All about clout. And everything's reversed now. Before, the world used to be about accomplishments, which then led to clout. Now it's all just about clout. No accomplishments, just have clout. Clout is now the goal. The goal used to be achieving something. Now the goal is clout. Yeah? And that's unfortunately where Andrade finds himself. He finds himself in a world of clout chasers trying to actually get something done. And that's why, unfortunately, no, listen, Andrade ain't broke. Andre's probably got, his net worth's probably $1 million, but he wants to be that guy who's got millions. He wants to be that guy who doesn't have to talk about net worth. He wants to have 2-3 mil in the bank. That's what he's getting at here. Unfortunately, and it shows you how far the sport's fallen, because Andrade, he's almost given up calling out champions because they ain't on it. They just ain't. The 160 champions are Triple G and Charlo. They just don't want it. They just don't. You've never heard Triple G call out Andrade's name. And I'm not saying he would, but end of the day, yeah, when you take a belt, I don't care how old you are, if you want to take a belt, you should be calling out other champions. As it happens, Triple G Spot is chasing Canelo. Obviously, he wants to make 20-30 million. But still, there's a reason why didn't Triple G go in there with Andrade? Why did he fight Murata? That's the question. People say Triple G, top guy. Why didn't Triple G take the best guy? Exactly. And now, Andrade knows he can't get Triple G. He knows he can't get Charlo. So he's kind of like, well, where do I go next? And to be fair, Chris Eubank at 160 is one of the next best ones. He's certainly top 5, top 10. So Poo Andrade's doing the maths here. Wait there a minute. The champions don't want no smoke. Who's next? Of the non-champions, the biggest name in the division is Chris Eubank. Facts. Who's bigger? Who at 160's got no belt and is bigger than Chris Eubank? No one. And he's coming off a pretty solid win in Liam Chiniums, who at the time was in that top 10 kind of positioning. Guess what? Chris Eubank Jr., since this video went out, since Poo Andrade made this faded drunk video trying to beg friend the Chris Eubank fight, your man Chris Eubank has called out Jake Paul several times, and as we know, he's trying to make a fight with a man 2 weight divisions smaller than him. And in the same breath, guess what? He hasn't mentioned Mr. Poo Andrade's name at any level. It's honestly sickening to think about, but here we are. Yeah, the year of the clout, the decade. I think, to be honest, going forward, everything will be about clout. Everything will. The whole lot will be about clout. So welcome to the clout era, where nothing gets done. It's all about, Chris Eubank's a perfect example of that. He's chasing Jake Paul. You've got a champion begging you to fight for his belt, and you're chasing Jake Paul, a man who's 3 weight divisions above you. And then on the other side, you're chasing a man half your size in Conor Benn. And then, I wouldn't even mind so much, if Chris Eubank had actually responded. Oh no. He sent 2 messages out on 2 separate days trying to chase down Jake Paul to fight. Andrade put this video out probably thinking, oh bum, Chris Eubank's active on social media. Yeah, I'll get him whilst it's hot. I'll put it on him. He ignored it. He didn't even respond. He didn't even say, for example, you know what, Mr. Poo Poo, if I can't get Jake Paul to fight me, your pack will be smoked. I'm happy to smoke your pack and take your bread. He didn't even say that. He acted. He pulled the true clout chasing vibe of, you know what, if the person who calls you out doesn't have clout, just ignore it and act like you haven't heard it. Of course he heard it. How embarrassing. And it shows you these guys ain't serious at all. It shows you that Chris Eubank ain't got no intention on being a real world champion. Much like Golovkin, Chris Eubank's plan is to sit back, hope he can fight for a vacant belt, and then nick a belt. That's his plan. Because if he really wanted to do it, he could have fought Andrade. Same as Triple G. I'm sorry, I don't respect Triple G to the highest degree. He's always been a bit odd for me, in my opinion. The 160 division was so weak for so many years, honestly. Some of the belts Triple G won was unbelievable. He fought some New Zealand or Aussie guy. He was crap. The guy wouldn't be top 15 these days, and he beat him for a belt. Triple G came up in an extremely weak era. Guess what? Then guys like Andrade start coming through, and Triple G ain't wanna know. Now to be fair, he is old, but Andrade's been around for 3 years. And it was good enough for Triple G to fight Canelo. So it's not just Chris Eubank, but I do actually feel sorry for Andrade. I'm not sure what, when you're a champion, what do? You can't force unifications, apparently. Normally unifications happen because that is the biggest fight for both fighters, if you get what I'm saying. But these days, especially at 160, when you've got the whole Canelo and Triple G thing going on, it's too easy for these guys to sit back and hide. Look at Caleb Plant, look at Billy Joe. They sit back and hide, don't fight no one, and pop up. Shocking. But yeah, either way, this was a bad look for Poo Poo. If you're gonna call someone out, it was a bad look. You was begging it. You should have come out and said, listen Chris Eubank, you're daddy's boy. I'm gonna knock the daddy's boy out of you. That's what he should have come with. Not, oh, we can be millionaires. He already a millionaire. Oh, come get this bread. And it's just cringy, man. It sounded like you're down bad. And that's not how you turn someone on. If you want to get a fight, you mug them off and say, listen Chris Eubank, you're a daddy's boy. Come, you know what I'm saying? I'll be your daddy as well, 100%. Yeah? Listen Chris Eubank, you're a daddy's boy, and you best believe you're going to be a pappy's boy as well by the time I finish here. You're going to be calling me Pappy, 100%. My name going to be Demetrious Pappy Andrade to you. Facts. Yeah? All these kind of bars, that's what you should have come with. Chris Eubank right now will be laughing at you and saying, damn, this guy broke because he's trying to beg some coin. That's how it sounded. It's a bad look. Anyway, I hope Andre can get a big fight. We want to see him fight Charlo. Where's Charlo at? Don't no one know.